Hey, hi all, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to discuss one of the interesting interview questions in the data engineering part, which is nothing but how to do the incremental load using the merge, which means the UPSERT statement in the Databricks PySpark. Okay, this is one of the expected interview questions for all the data engineers during the interview. Okay, so in today's video, I'm going to explain how I achieve this. Okay, in this video, I am explain regarding the incremental load with SED type 1. Okay. In a different video, I will explain how to achieve with the SED type 2 for the incremental load. Okay. So before we go to the video, so first of all, we have to understand what is incremental load. So many of the data engineers definitely they knows what is incremental load. Okay, this is just I'm going to give a small explanation. The whom doesn't know about the incremental load, or it may be helpful for the beginners. Okay, so incremental load is nothing but it should update the existing records, or else it should insert the new records from the source data frame to the target data frames. Okay, let me show you one example. Okay, see here, this is my source data frame. Okay, in the source data frame I have two rows. Okay, one is id number 1 and id number 3. Okay, in the target data frame, okay, I have two records, id number 1 and 2. Okay, the ultimate goal is, okay, I need to get the output like this in the target data frame. If you see the output, okay, see the id number 1, the name is VOP, but currently what we have, currently we have the name is alias. It should change it as VOP. From where it should change? It should pick this information from this source data frame. Okay, so means the source data frame and target data frame having the same ID, then it should override the existing data. Okay, in case if the ID is not available between the source and target, then that particular record should be newly added into the target data frame. So if you see the output after the incremental load, this record number 3 is newly added into the target data frame. This is called the incremental load. Okay, now I will explain how we can achieve this in the Databricks PySpark code. Okay, so before we go to that code, okay, so we have to know which way we can achieve this incremental load in the PySpark code. Okay, so definitely we have to use the merge statement. Okay, which means the UPSERT concept. If you want to use the UPSERT, definitely we have to follow the delta table concept. Okay, so let me show you the PySpark code. Okay, so okay, one second, before I go to the PySpark code, let me drop my delta table called target table, because where we are going to overwrite the data, that is called the target table, that is called the delta table called target table. Okay, let me drop that first. Okay, it's been dropped. Okay, so now if I try to search the delta table, it will be not available. Yes, see, it is not available. It's saying the table or view cannot be found. Okay, so finally here only we need to insert or update the records from the source to target. Okay, now I will show you the PySpark code. Okay, so in the PySpark code, definitely anyways we have to import the Spark session packages, and then we have to import delta table packages too, because if we want to write the observe statement, definitely we can write on top of the delta table only. Okay, so see, this is my target data, this is my source data. Okay, so this target data is first it's going to store into the delta table. Okay, so and then we are going to read the source data. Okay, if the particular ID is already available, then we are going to update those records into the target delta table. If it is not there, we are going to insert that particular record into the target delta table, right? Okay, so now See, this is the data frame for this is the data frame for target as well as the source. First I have created the data frame for both. So and then what I am doing, okay, I'm converting this target data frame into the delta format. Okay, so it is completely new table now which is not available, so that's why the mode completely I am returning against the override. Then here I am mentioning it should save as a table, okay, on this particular volume and this particular schema on this the table name. Okay, so initially this target data frame will be stored into target table, into this delta table. So once it's right into the delta table, then what I'm doing, I need to read that particular delta table to do the incremental load process, right? So for that what I'm doing, okay, I'm assigning into that one variable and I'm calling the delta table package and for name which will be helpful to read the particular delta table. Okay, so this is the syntax to read that particular delta table. Okay, so once it's read, then we need to start write our incremental load codings. Okay, so here for that we need to use upsert or match statement. Okay, so for this what we used to do, first we need to say on which table are we going to do the operation in our target delta table only, right? So for that I alias name I put it as T. Okay, then which data frame, from which data frame I need to get the data, from source data frame, right? So that only I am going to merge with the target data frame. So that also I picked, I put the alias name as yes. Okay, on what basis we have to insert or write the statement? If in both the data frames, if IDs are same, then we have to update that particular record from source to our target, right? In case in both the data frame the IDs are not available, which means when it is not matched, then we have to insert from source to target. Okay, so once we insert, then definitely we have to call the action called execute. So then only this particular piece of code will be execute, right? So now again I will show you my delta table. Okay, so here as of now the table is not been created, but once I run the code, it will create the table as well as it will do the incremental load process. So let me run the code now. So here I have written against SVD type 2 only. So in another video definitely I will try to do for SVD type 2. Okay, so now this has been completed. Now if I run my delta table, I will get everything. See the original data in the target table, ID number 1 having the name as alias. But after I do the incremental load, what happened? This ID number 1 name alias is becoming BOP. See here, ID number 1, the name is becoming as EOB, the latest email ID also it gets. So previously in the target data, see ID number 3 is not available, so that is newly added. Okay, so this is completely basic one only. Okay, which will be helpful for the interview purpose. Okay, so I hope this video will be helpful for everyone. Okay, so if you all feel if it is helpful, then hit a like button, and if you have different thoughts, please put your thoughts into the comment box. I will appreciate everything. Okay, so if you want me to follow my videos, please subscribe my video and hit a bell button to get more updates. Yeah, thank you everyone.